Hey everyone, it's Game Ball time. Each week we unveil our top 10 performers from this past week in North Dakota high school football, and then we crown our Game Ball winner, sponsored by our friends at Farmers Union Insurance. Week 1, the ball went to Mayport CG's Sawyer Satcham with an ode to his brother Sammy as well. Last week, it was Grand Forks Red River quarterback Parker Monet getting the top honor after helping the Rough Riders defeat Bismarck for the first time in nearly 3 decades. Where's it going this week? Well, let's find out. We'll start with our list of top 10 performers in alphabetical order. And I'll say this young man was pretty darn close to getting the Game Ball. Kindred's Gunnar Broughton was crowned homecoming king during the week, and then he put up a royal stat line, rushing for a trio of touchdowns and then taking a pick back to the house. 4th-ranked Hazen had no answer for Broughton on Friday night, and number 7 pushed the Vikings to victory, and now they're all the way up to 3rd in the state poll despite entering the season unranked. Devils Lake receiver Austin DeVere was busy in the Firebirds' 42-0 win over Watford City. The senior receiver hauled in 7 passes for 81 yards and a trio of touchdowns. The Firebirds were ranked 5th in the latest 2A poll. Kidder County's Parker Hager, well, he didn't touch the ball often, but he didn't need to. The 5'10", 185-pound senior took 3 handoffs and ended up in the end zone on 2 of those. That set the tone for a 50-0 thumping of Napoleon Gackle Streeter. Hager was impressive on defense too, making 8.5 tackles in the shutout win. Jamestown won a wild one against Dickinson on Friday, and wideout Jacob Hilgeman is a big reason why. The 6'2 junior finished with 7 catches for 149 yards and 2 scores, while also intercepting a pass on defense. Now, the Blue Jays needed players to step up after losing a few guys to injuries last week, including All-State receiver and defensive back Jeremy Williams for the season. Hilgeman rose to the occasion. Nick Hins of Bismarck knows a thing or two about stepping up. He had a huge game-clinching pass breakup in the 3A state title game last year, and now he's taken on a bigger role in the Demons' offense. The senior caught a pair of TD passes and had a key interception in the Demons' first win of the season over previously unbeaten Williston. West Fargo Cheyenne is ranked 2nd in state, and running back Barika Penu is a huge reason why. The Mustangs' title hopes took a serious hit when the EDC's top returning rusher Nathan Goldaddy suffered a torn ACL in the offseason, but Penu has stepped into that role and flourished. He ran wild on Red River for 227 yards on just 14 carries, reaching the end zone twice. I'll help you with the math. He averaged over 16 yards per carry in the game. Penu is currently leading the conference in rushing. And Bishop Ryan might have a guy on this list every week with how their offense is playing. Junior receiver Logan Merck is the name this time around. He caught 4 balls from quarterback Nick Sanders and converted that into 113 yards and 2 scores. Merck also had an 80-yard touchdown pass in the Lions' blowout of Tioga. Surrey's Colby Nelson seems to have a reserve spot on this list. The Mustang workhorse was at it again, rushing for 270 and 4 scores in the win over TGU. The young man just does this every single week. Speaking of top performer mainstays, Langdon-Edmore-Munich Simon Romfo finds himself on the list again after another ho-hum performance of 217 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick 6. He did all of that against a good rugby team. The top-ranked Cardinals are 4-0 and host Harvey Wells County on Friday. Here's another guy who was worthy of winning the Game Ball. I'm telling you, this week was extremely difficult. Probably not as difficult as actually trying to defend Jordan Sowers, though. The Lisbon Jr. is Mr. Everything for the Broncos. He rushed for nearly 200 yards and 4 touchdowns and caught a touchdown pass in the Broncos' win over Northern Cass. The 2-time state wrestling champ has Lisbon off to a 3-0 start, including back-to-back shutout wins. So as you can see, we had some outstanding performances this past week in North Dakota. But this week, the Farmers Union Insurance Game Ball is going to Oaks. And 265-pound junior tight end and defensive end Ashton Biesterfeld. In a huge matchup against 5th-ranked Thompson, the young man caught 5 passes for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion on offense. And then on defense, he made 7 tackles, including 3 for loss and a sack, playing a huge role in holding the Tommies off the scoreboard in the second half en route to a 37-14 victory. The Tornadoes looked pretty darn poised for a deep postseason run. Congrats to Ashton and the boys from Oaks. And a reminder that we'll be televising third-ranked Fargo South at West Fargo on Friday night on Midco Sports Network at 7 o'clock. Then stick around, of course, for Varsity Sports Live at 10:30 for highlights, reaction, and analysis from the top games across the state with Jason Andera, Tom Neiman, and yours truly. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you at the game.